Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand finals of the BTS Pro Series Season 12 SCA with Execration, Boom, T-Panda, and Harry Freak. That's all you need for a good evening of a lot of fun as a best of 5 is about to be beginning. We have our draft on its way. We're going with the meta bans to kick things off for sure. But maybe some respect bans fitted in between. Maybe Boom has been looking at Execration's previous series and looked, okay, maybe we need to target this. Maybe that one's not a threat. But outside of that, the storyline. As we head to this final day, this final series, we have watched the upper bracket grind from Boom Esports. First, they were third in groups. They faced off SMG 2-0. They faced off Execration 2-0 into the grand finals, while Execration only having to face against Hikori in the lower bracket with a swift, well, not a swift, but a 2-1 victory in the end. Very convincing in the end to secure that grand final spot against Boom Esports. Harry, Execration beat Boom in the groups 2-0. Boom beat Execration in the playoffs 2-0. Are we seeing more than 3 maps today?
I'm hoping Boom Esports at least loses one game in the playoffs. It would look too easy for them if they didn't. I like that they're switching things up throughout the whole group stage, and the start of the playoff they played the same way, strong push, idea to take over the map early. It doesn't work out, they lose the game, but yesterday against Execration, they switched it up, and now they're definitely switching it up. Not a lot of CM picks in the playoffs for sure, and I do love this hero. So I'm liking that Boom Esports are gonna be playing completely different Dota than what they did for the majority of the tournament, because I think the fans kind of got scared that these guys are way too one-dimensional and they're gonna get dumpstered at TI. But I think towards the end of this tournament, they're showing just what they're made of, that they can make any kind of a lineup matter or work. So I'm very happy that they're having a different approach.
What basically happened in our previous series, Bob was able to sneak in on the records list with a KDA with 1 or more deaths. On TA, he had a KDA of 33 on Templar Assassin in game number 1 versus Execration. Versus Hikori. And that might be a strong indicator for a potential TA ban, maybe if they consider that to be somewhat of a threat on the side of Boom Esports. But we'll see if they decide to take that route. Enigma Shaker, Enigma still uncounted for. But this Crystal Maiden that he talked about, seems like you are a CM fan in the end. I don't know if I have mixed feelings about this hero, but CM Shard is damn strong if you don't get stunned. However, Execration has stuns, so Blizzard has to be well positioned to get the benefit out of it.
For this hero, for the CM to be super strong, you need to constantly fight. If the game comes to a stalemate, the CM doesn't do anything. You could go and farm the jungle, but you're just taking farm away from your cores. You could go and give some vision to what's happening around the map, but you're way too squishy. But the strength of this hero comes from her spamming her spells, so constant fighting. Boom Esports are good at this. Primal Beast allows you to go for this kind of a playstyle where you're constantly running in, you have this fast frontliner, and if CM gets 2-3 rounds of spells out, it's insane. Of course, as you mentioned, as the game progresses, Shard does make you strong, but it is not the main point why you're picking this hero. You want the early laning stage to be strong and the early mid game to be strong for you.
Execration were the ones to ban the Templar Assassin as well, so they don't want Boom to snatch it in between, which I'm a bit curious about. I mean, TA is strong against both of these heroes. Enigma doesn't have a fun time laning against the hero either. So they're more focused on how the laning stage goes and not what happens after. What is Boom's real plan, though?
I think Execration want Puck, and that's why they got rid of the TA. And Boom, I think Boom's real plan is just to run at Execration. There's no doubt about it. Now picking up the clockwork, this hero just completely destroys the Earthshaker. It makes the hero unplayable. If you do everything right, you get an urn, you have the rocket flare, you never allow him to blink, and when you get on top of him, he can't use any of the spells. Plus, you might just force him to go for a Force Staff. So I wouldn't even mind if Shanks goes for a Shard Force Staff in this game, just to be able to play against the clockwork somewhat. But yeah, Boom are gonna be in their face. But I think this opens up a really nice puck for Execration, though. They decided the Ember is the better one and will leave the puck in the pool for Boom Esports if they want to grab it.
Interesting. They also want the Abeng Jakiro to come back up as well. Haven't seen him play this for a while now. When he has played this Jakiro, he has had very good success on it. Very good setups. The Ice Path has usually been connected onto 3 heroes, like almost feels like at a minimum. So I think Abeng playing on a comfortable hero as Jakiro can provide a lot for Execration. And it does make the game a bit easier for for pushing too. When you think about the amount of building damage that they have, is Eidolons through Wraith Pact, and Jakiro with a little bit of limited damage to the towers. Earthshaker, well, Enchant Totem on a building does that one quick burst, but that's pretty much it. Ember doesn't really hit buildings either. So I like that they have a bit of wave clear into tower damage, into team fight, and a tanky support as well for the laning stage.
So yeah, the tankiness of the Jakiro I think is the main point, but then again, Clockwork is a nuisance to the Jakiro as well. You cannot get the Ice Path off if he's in your face. So it's going to be pretty tough for both the Shaker and the Jakiro to play, and Force Staffs I think are going to be of the utmost importance for these two. The Bloodseeker does come out. I'm kind of, surprised that they went this route. Seeker is relatively okay. He doesn't care about the Enigma Eidolons, but it isn't really a hero that you're gonna murder people with the CM, especially not the Enigma that is always gonna be in our tower. I'm guessing Boom Esports might be gunning for those dives early on, but I think if Execration recognizes this potential, that they're never gonna allow the Bloodseeker to get too close to the Enigma.
Guess that could work. Laning stage wise, I'm just kind of curious about how does the lane really roll out. I mean, the Enigma doesn't get to poke the Bloodseeker that well, so it does rely a lot on his support to deal damage, because there's a lot of armor on the Bloodseeker and the Dolans just don't do enough damage.
There's no damage onto the Seeker. The Seeker is free in this lane. The thing is that you would ideally want to bully the Enigma, and that is something that Boom are gonna be trying to do. So I'm curious to see if they'll be able to do it. I'm guessing that because of the Seeker, both Primal Beast and the Clockwork will be playing a bit more aggressive, just to allow that thirst to kick in, so that the Seeker is just insanely powerful. But other than that, his Rupture isn't really a counter to anything that we see on the map currently.
5 seconds.
They are banning some mid/off-lane heroes. Jackie Boy also played a carry Lash, and we've seen Visage being played on the off-lane, even though FPZ's only got 1 game on that hero. Where is this Primal Beast going? Because both Yopaj and FPZ has played it before.
I'm guessing you'd be okay with both. You're gonna wait for the last pick so that FBZ can say where he would like to lane. I think Primal Beast and the Clockwork would do okay. The thing is, though, they're 2 melee heroes against the Jakiro, so it's not the ideal scenario. But I think if Execration pick a carry that can be punished by the Primal Beast and his ability to get in your face, that they will put FBZ on it. But I don't think it's decided just yet.
I speak for the trees.
It's been a while since we've seen a Furion, but at least the couple Furions we saw in the group stages are slowly making their way into the Grand Finals. It's definitely a Grand Finals worthy hero. Maybe this is one of the secret weapons that Execration has been waiting to unleash, because they have completely shifted around their draft to what they normally play. And was Boom expecting this to happen?
Hurry.
Preparation-wise, they might have already scouted out that, yeah, they might do a shift for the Grand Finals, try something different in game number 1, maybe game 2 if they lose game 1 and try something of their own, or if you get a lead, you want to comfortably just try something different. But this is a very different Execration draft than what we're used to seeing.
I think Boom Esports now, they should focus on destroying the Ember in the lane. You pick a Necro or you pick an SF, and Execration are gonna be very sad in this game, because Nature's Prophet can be punished by the Primal Beast. Oh, they decide to to leave Yopaj on the Primal Beast, and they're gonna be playing the Underlord. I guess it is a good answer to the Nature's Prophet, but it still is gonna be, you know, 4 melee heroes into a Jakiro, into a Shaker, so not gonna be the easiest game to execute from Boom Esports. On the other hand, you get a pipe onto FBZ, and the question is, can Execration even get a single kill?
Yeah, at least not on the Underlord for sure. This guy's going to be tricky to deal with. Laning stage might be a bit rough for the Underlord to start things off with, but he scales so well into tankiness, and that mitigation is going to be working in favor for Boom. I do like Palos playing Nature's Prophet, though. Getting a bit of a different feel to it. This hero is really good in the laning stage. He has a very, very strong level 18 to level 20. Which is, I believe, one of the strengths for Execration in this draft, that Ember has to snowball the start, but Furion will help him do that. And I really want to see them actually rotate with Palos and Bob around the map. So it's more of an active core lineup instead of a static core lineup, where you usually just see the mid player either make a move or play around with his supports, but instead get this Furion involved in the gameplay. Not like in where Hokori were lacking, where Lumiere wouldn't be with the team where they would have needed him to be there, but instead have Palos more in an active role.
I'm looking at these lineups, and I just love them. I think both teams are capable of winning this game. I think it's just a little bit of a different timing. On one side, Boom Esports lineup is amazing, but Execration counters it very easily with like 2 4-staffs. On the other hand, you know, Boom Esports could just run over Execration with the Primal Beast, Crystal Maiden, and the Clockwork, and then just run towards FBZ if they think that a big team fight is gonna happen. So I'm not really sure where to go with this one, but I think I'm leaning Execration just a little bit, because whatever I see on Boom Esports, Execration, they do have an answer. Just the thing is, you can get overwhelmed a little bit too fast to get to those answers.
Yep. But on the other hand, there's also Boom, and I'm going to go with Boom on this one. I think they hit their timings very fast. The Primal Beast, especially since it's being played from the mid lane, he's got a very good timer for his BKB. This BKB will help him move around and basically just look for kills on Execration heroes like Jakiro, who can't really run away. The Furion, who can't do anything to you. You can sprout him, but you can just go away out of the sprout if you want to. If you time your charges properly, you can just roll through. Shaker can keep a distance. The Fissure is usually considered a Primal Beast counter. The reason why the Shaker is in the draft is mainly because of the control the Primal Beast. But the thing with the interaction with the charge and the Fissure, if you get the charge off and you get Fissure, the hero, the charge still seems to go through for some reason.
It's just too strong. The Primal Beast is too strong, so you know, that's the answer. Still, you know, I'm looking at Execration. They need to be very aware that they need to slow down Boom Esports in this game, slow down their advance. I think in this game in particular, the way that Execration need to do it is kill the supports. Kill the supports, get a pick off on the supports, reset. Get a pick off on the a support, and then reset. Don't allow Boom Esports to have Clockwork, Crystal Maiden, and the Primal Beast together, or even if they do, get the CM in the backline with Bob and get yourself out. I think with that kind of an approach, that Execration can delay enough, then start taking towers, and then the game becomes hard for Boom Esports. So just slow down that initial strength of Boom, and you'll be fine if you're Execration.
Well, I think this is the time to ask you people watching the stream right now, the people who have been with us since the start of the tournament, the ones who have just gathered to watch the grand finals, the ones who don't know much about Dota, but they're intrigued. What is this thing that is going on here right now? And is this part of TI, or why is there a TI team playing when TI group stages hasn't even begun? If you are an Execration fan, please type 1 in chat. If you are a Boom fan, please type 42 into chat. Because this will basically show if you're an Execration or a Boom fan into this one. It doesn't have to be this specific game. Just tell me if you're a fan of these players, because they need to know, they need to hear that you guys are rooting for them. And we are just here to deliver the story. Don't shoot the messengers, as they say, as we get our bounties spawning in 5 seconds. the budget Mongolian horn plays in the background as we get our bounties looking like 2-4-2 on both sides and roll out this laning stage.
Exactly. So not much has happened there. Shanks didn't want to use his fissure right off the bat. You can see that Scam is coming over, understanding the weakness of both Dino and Shanks level 1, and he wanted to be there for the experience of the denied creep. Unfortunately for him, that was already done with on the side of Dino. I like that Shanks saved the fissure. He needs it for the block. It is very important for you to get that block, because these two heroes just aren't gonna be doing much in a straight-on head-to-head fight against the CM and the Seeker.
Yep. I was actually looking at the the replays from yesterday, or was it from yesterday or the day before? The Morphling versus Bane was pretty interesting when Morphling turned into the Shaker and he threw down a fissure, but the fissure was basically like 5 yards. Yep. It was like a really short fissure. But we don't have a Bane this game. We don't have a Morphling this game. We have the proper fissure wall from this Earthshaker.
Look at Scam. Look at how aggressively he wants to play. He just wants to be in their face as much as he can.
Yep.
Nice block from Jackie, though. It is gonna keep the lane here a little bit longer because he let go of one of the creeps.
This is the classic with the Enigma, basically. You eat one, you let one through, you block the rest of the creep wave, and the next one is going to be much more controllable. At least the fissure will not secure the last hits onto the range creep, but at least they get it seems like they did get some experience out of it nevertheless. Trying to approach that level 2 as fast as possible. That is also a bit of an opener here for Scam if he decides to go for Frostbite level 2 for a bit of extra harass. At least he wants to get this Crystal Nova to connect always onto 2. Maximize the damage output.
And this bottom lane is gonna be so hard for Palos. You know, usually Nature's Prophet is very good in terms of CS, but this Underlord, FBZ is just crushing it. He knows exactly how to approach this lane, and look at the difference in CS. It's actually insane.
Massive difference already can be shown. 2-7, and a couple denies squeezed in between. We also have Tim's on the clockwork, so one good opener for a Cogs battery assault, and FBC can just follow it up with a Firestorm, and that is gonna do a lot of damage. Even if it's level 1 spells, they will poke.
I bang on top lane.
Oh, we actually found the first blood already. Well, that didn't take too long. That was the Frostbite connected into the Silence, and Bloodseeker finishes it off. Jackie to take the first one.
Yep, this is it. The CM level 2, probably the strongest hero in the game, and the Execration, they really didn't give any respect to it. They knew that Boom Esports are going to be the first ones to hit level 2, and they didn't pull themselves back enough. So being a bit impatient, it will cost them. And Boom Esports, their laning stage is starting to be so good, which means that in the early mid game, it's going to be easy for them to start running towards the opponents, being the thing that we mentioned needs to happen.
In the bot lane, bit of trading there with abilities, but already FBZ, he is doubling the CS lead, 15 to 8, and also in the mid lane, pretty even matchup here. But Bob has to level up his chains already at level 3 to make sure that this trample doesn't finish him off too early, taking a lot of damage until he has that level 6.
Oh no.
Yopaj is doing a good job here in the mid lane. The difference in the damage is apparent, and you know, usually with an Ember Spirit, you're the one that has the damage advantage in the mid lane, and being a melee hero against the Primal Beast, it doesn't work.
It's not a lot of fun for Bob, at least because he is struggling a little bit. The Shaker does drop low. He is out of regen for the time being, and Ekman does have another stack of tangos, which he could provide to his friend. But Skem is being relentless against these Eidolons. Tino doesn't seem to get much benefit out of them.
And Scam will get level 3 soon, so the mana is not going to be an issue any longer. He ate the mangoes. Now he has the mana to play with. Without the Shaker, the Enigma can't get close to the creeps. Shining Star is that he does have the pull camp.
Seeing the, as we are on a delay, I see some chat numbers rolling in. There's a lot of numbers in there, but I see a lot of Boom fans out there. Execration, maybe the underdog in this series. Obviously, a TI team versus. Was Execration Div 1 or Div 2? Because I don't remember exactly how they've been bouncing back and forth between.
They were Division 2 and they qualified to Division 1.
Yeah, so they qualified, right?
So now they're Division 1.
So they'll get themselves a good start for the DPC season that's going to be upcoming. We don't know too much about the format. There's been some speculation about the schedules, that they're going to be a bit shorter than the previous season, just so that maybe TI gets to catch up a bit on the yearly calendar. Maybe we will get our late summer TI back again, but we'll see if there's something going on. It's all just speculation. But at least for the DPC season, I think Execration's making some good waves here at the end of the year. You know, they know this is pretty much the last tournament before the next season starts, so you wanna leave it on a positive remark.
And they definitely have done so already. I mean, they've shown that they can beat some Division 1 teams, and that's what's most important.
Bottom actually gets pushed away from the cogs, so gives him a bit of distance here. Tims is taking a heck of a lot of damage here. And Palos is even TPing for a moment. Was looking for the Sprout teleport there. He's looking at it for again, and they're trying to trap him out, and Tims is gonna end up surrounded, and that is gonna be the first kill going for Execration. Almost his courier dying to the clockwork as it's flying by. But a kill is a kill nevertheless, and Execration get themselves on the board.
Mid lane though. It's gonna be Scam in trouble.
Yep. Make that too.
Very big. I have to say Palos doing a great job with the Sprout pushing the Jakiro out of the cogs. If the Jakiro had stayed in the cogs, he wouldn't have been able to use the spells.
Well, just get the trample for a bit, but there's the charge with the fresh Primal Beast set that came out last night. Bang, bang, bang. Down to his death. Yopaj gets his first.
So, Boom Esports, they're already getting their 3 heroes together. I think it's a little bit too early. You might want a level or 2 more on the CM. When you have like 3 points in Frostbite, all of the Spirit Brothers are very sad. And Ember Spirit, you know, you would get frozen, then the Pulverize would connect on you, then you're gonna get frozen again, and you're gonna die painful and a slow death. So I'm thinking that Scam should be focusing a little bit more on his experience just at this point, but for now he just wants to be around the Opage.
Yeah, I mean, that's one option. Jackie Boy is already off to a magnificent start in this lane. He's got a lot of CS on him. FBZ was trapped for the time being. The AI intervenes to stun Bob and Tims, but Yopaj already used up his charge, trying to close the gap. He knows he does not have another remnant available, or at least it's not active. So he does get the chains onto the Spirit, and onto the Beast, and that will be enough. And Palos TP's in for Scam with the help of Shanks. They've got the stun coming out from the fissure, but it's only going to be a bit of a poke. And Bob is already back here. He's got chains available, but they've caught the Nature's Prophet. Palos is down. Arbeng dies as well on the other side of the map, inside the jungle. Shanks might be falling as well, but the chains again onto Yopaj, but he charges in onto the Shaker, tries to get the Earth Shock out. Will be getting it.
A bit too deep.
But is he really in trouble? So 2 kills for Boom, and that hurts, losing the carry again. Palos has not had the best day today.
Execration are giving Boom a fight constantly. This is not a good thing for sure, because Boom are too strong.
So close to getting that gap closed. Yopaj charging in, and now he's going on to Arbeng. So he's swapping targets back and forth, trading heavy hits. Here's the Pulverize, smashing Jakiro down to the ground. He wants Tims to get closer so that they can secure the kill. Good body blocking there from Yopaj. And a couple more right clicks should do the trick. Shanks is forced away. FBC is here, but the rocket from Tims. Rocket flare level 1 for the kill. CM is also... No, looked like CM was dying, but CM's just jungling.
Scam is approaching that level 5, but even with a level 2 Frostbite, we could see how much he can do. Execration are giving these fights to Boom Esports, and they can't go into the backlines. We saw how much they focused on killing the CM. I understand the idea, but currently you're weaker. You need to take it easy. And It is not looking good for Execration currently. They don't really have much to play around. They're gonna have to use Dino's Black Hole at some point.
They do. And Seeker is going to be a difficult target too. And there's a lot of activity heading this way. There's the root. It doesn't cancel the black hole, and Enigma almost gets the kill on Jackie Boy. He will die. Bloodseeker will not. And here also is the Primal Beast that finds Shanks. He's being hammered down to the ground. There's a silence to follow it up, but Yopaj will trample him down. Secure the kill. Now in the mid lane, they found themselves a clockwork. Execration may be able to respond with a kill. 10 stick charges burnt, and they will not be able to run out Abeng to join them for this mid push, but there's reinforcements coming in. Yopaj, he's smoked up. And he has Skem with him. And here's the charge, and they hear the roar. It's somewhere. The chains do connect, so the Primal Beast is held on the spot. There's a TP that does not go all the way through, and Abeng getting trampled to death. Crazy.
Okay.
7 HP. Actually gets the lift. Maybe if he grabs one of the heroes, but Yopaj in trouble. Tries to get some damage out with the Pulverize on a Treant. And it won't do any good for him. Now on to Skem. Bob's going to be jumping in, and it's a constant Rambulan. It's a free-for-all, as they're just looking for anything they can find. And Bob will get the double kill for Execration.
Man, Boom were so fast to react to that mid lane, but it seems like Execration, they knew what was going their way. They were, Execration were on the top lane. They forced out a few rotations. As soon as that happens, you strike in the mid lane, and Boom, no matter how fast they were, it seems like Execration, they knew that they'll have the numbers advantage, that they'll have the strength to fight. And in the end, a 1-2 move, one to the top lane and then to the mid, gets them some of the lead back.
And they're charging Jakiro in the bottom lane for another one. He's already down a half HP. Trampled down by Yopaj, and FBZ's there to back him up. He's already got the hood up as well. This guy's got a lot of HP regions. 15.6 already at level 9. Difficult target to kill too. Tim's is going to chase the Bob. Hookshot into the silence. Rupture's going to be used as well. They will use the cogs for a bit of extra damage, but Clockwork needs to get close to him, and he will! Barely gets there in time for the cancel, and Bob's going to be stuck for the time being, as Palos is there to give him some backup. Underlord is now coming in with the portal. He's going to be finding the Earthshaker. It's going to be Shanks that's getting caught. Yopaj's going over the charge, looking for Bob, and it will be cancelled again with the chains. Doesn't get the charge all the way through. Shanks is surviving with a 90 HP, but the Bloodseeker should be able to close up the gap in due time. As he sees the Shaker the whole time, just right-clicks him away and secures a second kill for Jackie Boy.
Well, Boom, they are continuing to fight. They understand what their lineup is good at, but Execration are having a solid response. Bob is the one that you have to rely on. He's the one that needs to do the AoE damage and to destroy the backline. And for now, he has been doing a decent enough job, and because of it, they have been able to somewhat slow down Boom. The problem right now lies in the situation that Boom has taken the bottom tier 1 and Execration haven't taken the top one. Sure, you got the mid lane one, but considering your heroes, you can't really run everywhere around the map, so that mid lane tower currently doesn't mean so much for Execration.
So how do they go on from here? Do they just keep on battling out Execration wherever they can find them, or are they going to look for objectives rather? Like, they just can't run at objectives either.
Boom want to fight. Boom just want to fight, ideally for the top tower, prevent it from dying for the longest of times. If the enemies commit onto the Underlord, you turn the fight around that way.
FBZ is there at least to protect the tier 1 tower. This will keep a lot of creeps and heroes away from it. Won't be able to secure the Eidolons for himself, but at least he can destroy the creep wave with the Firestorm. Bob was trying to look for a connection onto Skem. Skem will be fine. Primal Beast, BKB, probably the timer that Yopaj wants to hit early on, or as fast as possible even. Almost got his hammer, and he just needs the recipe.
Execration slowed the game down. They're gonna be happy with this. The thing is, they need a lot more time than it will be given to them, considering you have a Shaker. Either the Shard or a Blink, one of those two, you need to get it at a decent timing. So now Execration, they're doing what we expect them to do. Get a pick off, and by that, delay time. They just need to continue getting them over and over again. I just hope they don't get greedy, thinking that they can kill a core in a defensive position, because they can't.
Let's see what Shanks and Bob can do. There's a smoke towards the mid lane, and Palos is a prime target to go for. Hook shot into the charge from Yopaj. Nice connections all over. Palos down. There's a TP kicking in, but the Ember is not going to make it in time. So the bottom gank doesn't work out for Execration, and instead they lose a hero in mid. So boom. Great timing.
And this mid lane has been the bane of Palos for the entirety of the game they lost against the Corey. He was pretty much dying in the mid lane all the time, thinking that you have that much of an advantage because there's no tower, but this Fiend's Gate is really making a difference. FBZ or anyone else that is close to him will always be able to come to that fight in the mid lane.
Yep. Yopaj on the hunt. Here's Tino. Tino's been scouted out. There's the Malefice, but the trample still does some work here. At least he can get all the Eidolons out of the way. Or can he? Not even FBZ can kill them all. Malefice too strong. Nothing that they can secure there.
Boom Esports, I think they got enough from their early aggression. Now they can slow it down until they get the BKBs. It's on Execration to kind of not allow this lead to get out of control so that Boom Esports have a perfect timing with their BKBs. So again, the plan is the same. Kill the supports, delay, make the cores feel afraid on the map.
Aben was playing a bit aggressive there, following FBZ around, forcing him away back to the high ground position. Shanks has been seen, and Tims will have an easy hook shot to connect onto the Shaker. Shanks is silenced up as well by Jackie. Abeng, though, he's coming in with a backup. He does get the Echo Slam off, and Clockwork is sure to die. Can they get Yopaj as well? Bob is coming in, got the chains, has the damage for it. Palos, he's here as well. Yopaj down, Scam with the freezing field, and the damage is just too much to deal with. They need to zone it out. And Tino walks in for the Malefice for Bob to get a kill, and it's a 3-1 trade in favor for Execration.
Execration, all of their heroes are bottom. That's not the place of the map they want to be. So if they get out of here fast, and they have the heroes to do so, they're already doing it, they're going to be fine. Very nice move towards the mid lane, recognizing it. This is a chance to kill Jackie right now.
And they smoked up for it too. Jackie is quite safe in front of the tier 2 tower. There's a region for Bob, and Tims will pop the smokes, and they turn their attention to it, but he will miss the chains and the slate. Nobody there. At least he's got the region bottled up. But Boom is now also stacking up in the top lane. They are ready to battle it back. Primal Beast BKB recipe almost ready.
Scam is too deep.
Got the hook shot though, but it doesn't really work. Shaker gonna get caught up. They've got the root into another root, into a potential third root that's gonna be kicking in as well. As Yopaj is just pummeling him around. Checks is down. Yopaj on the chase. They've got Scam right on the heels of Abeng.
Abeng is
and
gone.
They have been found. Frostbite will connect them. Both supports are going to be dropping. At least he's making them waltz around for a little bit longer. But Tino, he used an Underlord portal to bottom, hoping to find somebody here. It's a smart idea. Just nobody to be found. Tino has been found, however, and he comes straight back from the portal as it's about to end. Tino, he might just lose his life here. FBZ's on him. Palos will take down Scam, but Yopaj is finishing off Palos at the same time. Seeker also drops the Rupture. See if they can get something done here. The Ember Spirit was ruptured, but he did manage to get away. 1-for-1 trade for now, and losing Palos is going to be painful. Now they might lose Bob as well with a hook shot. Silence is there, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. And Execration lose 2 members of their team again. Maybe even more, because Yopaj is already charging on the side. He finds Abeng again. Oh, Jakiro. Oh, he's received his piece of hate in this game. Yopaj can't right-click him right in front of the ice path, so he grabs him into his arms and he crushes him.
Execration are being pulled into a game that Boom Esports wants to play. Just constant skirmishes and pokes. The thing about Execration, they need to kill a hero and then immediately go to the other parts of the map because they have mobility on their side. Ember, the Nature's Prophet, that is what's going on. But if you're missing a hero on Execration around the map, it is a problem. I have to say, the main thing is they haven't utilized this mid lane tower falling, and you could see it. They're not even thinking about it. On the bottom lane, they get a fight, and instead of going to fight in the mid lane, they decide to run towards the top. And that is kind of something that's going to be costing them quite a lot. I just want next time that they get an opening, that they utilize the thing that they do have a mid lane tower and their enemies don't, because they haven't been doing so for the past 10 minutes. Dude, that is when they had this advantage.
So do you think this Desolator on Nature's Prophet is the answer to Boom's durability?
Ooh, yes, but he needs the BKB to actually.
So
be
it's like
able
a
to
yes
fight.
and no.
Yeah.
Because you still need to live through these fights, but you also need to deal damage. So you don't just win with one item. You need to have more. So yeah, I agree. It's a yes and no answer. It's a
I
trick
think the
question,
Deso is
Harry.
big. The Deso is big also in terms of split pushing. I think that's one thing that Execration need to utilize this game is split push. You know, the catch and boom is good, but they still need to move towards you. If you move around the map well with the Nature's Prophet and the Ember Spirit, you could dodge those ganks and actually keep boom, you know, running around the map. That is what you would ideally want to do. And when they're doing that, when you know when they are where they are with the TPs being used, you can actually go for the towers with the Deso.
Yep. Oh, Jackie Boy and FBZ both breaking the 10,000 MMR net worth. 10,000 net worth. They've got a lot of items in their pockets. Here they both are, surrounding a Forja hero, the one who is last. They are deeping towards top. They're hoping to catch Palos off guard, but is he prepared for this or not? He's still got the Mask of Madness Silence. Yopaj, he sees him in the lane. It's a beautiful connection. And this will take a lot of HP from the Fury. And we already discussed this. Your Sprout does absolutely Scott nothing. And he's down. Bottom lane, they're fighting out as well. They're taking down Tino. They're tanking down Shanks as well. Jackie Boy for another. He's on a mega kill streak right now. And Execration are in huge trouble.
There was like 2-3 minutes where Execration managed to slow down the game, but it was basically Boom just farming for BKBs. And now when they have BKBs, they're going forward. And the bad news for Execration, even worse than you're just losing heroes left and right, is that those BKBs aren't even being used because Boom Esports, they don't need them. Jackie only used one charge of it, and the Opash, he didn't use a single one.
Yep. Opash still a fresh BKB, and Underlord, he's going for his own as well. I guess you could say that it's a bit of a flavor pick at this point because Execration, their damage comes from right clicks and Black Hole. And not even the stuns. Like, I mean, stuns, yes, conventionally. But if Tino can get a good Black Hole off, that's a different story. But then there's the Clockwork. That can be a big nuisance. If he's not in the fight, as you can see, Tims is kind of always... He's with the team, but he's the guy who will make sure that this fight goes in our direction. Either he goes in first for the rest of them to follow, or he watches his team take the brunt and he will interrupt Execration if he gets the opportunity. So I really enjoy the situation in the eyes of Boom, where they're standing right now and how they can approach fights.
They're doing everything right. Also, I have to praise FBZ. Every single time he can, he's using the Fiend's Gate. So all of that mobility coming out from the Nature's Prophet and the Ember, it's being countered. You get a fight, you kill one or two, then you move to the other part of the map, and they just can't push out in time.
Tino will show himself in mid, but at the same time, Primal Beast is already moving at the top half of the map, hoping to find Shanks. There is a creep wave to be crushed. Also, Ember Spirit closing up on BKB, still quite far away, and just like last game, but it was for Hikori. Enigma in between Blink and BKB. It's like I can't really get either. I'm close to the other, but I'm going to be much further away from the more important one. Which one plays a bigger role this game?
I think you have to buy the Blink. Trying to get a BKB, it's just not going to do that much. You cannot walk in. Shanks has a Blink, and this is a pretty nice smoke from Execration. It is going to be kind of known for Boom that this is happening, but they don't know that the Blink is there. They can assume, but they don't know for sure.
Let's see what comes out of this. Execration full-on smoke to the bot lane, hoping for the Underlord to show up here. They're gonna have to show themselves though, so Palos charges in with the Mask of Madness, and he does do a very nice amount of damage. He's already level 15. He's got a lot of damage to dish out. Meanwhile, Boom takes over the triangle.
Boom aren't good at Roche. That's why Execration are allowed to do this. Very nice read of the situation coming out from them. The problem lies, of course, Underlord defends the towers that he can join his team anytime.
Yep, he can't even get to hit him though. Nature's Prophet's gonna get rooted up. And he is going to have to use his BKB, but it's going to get cancelled. His TP is not going to work out for the first time with a hook shot coming out, and the right clicks are too much to deal with. And Enigma goes down too. Boom finding 2 kills with the cost of their own BKBs and a portal towards mid. Bang. If he did take a step forward, that would have been the Underlord catching him. Still might get caught. He's still gonna get caught. The chains, though, from Bob keeps him away. There's a DD rune as well. There's no chains to keep Yopaj away. At least you can keep 1 at bay. You can't keep 2.
Palos disrespecting the Pit of Malice there. As soon as it got out, he needed to use the BKB and TP out. But he wanted to wait a little bit. And then when the Clockwork and the rest of the pack came there, they just had enough lockdown and the damage to kill him. Even though the Nature's Prophet has 2 TPs, so you don't really mind the hookshot canceling 1. If you don't have enough HP, you will die.
Yep. Also, the Seeker, if you look at his itemization currently, Maelstrom Basher, BKB, he just bought a Blink Dagger for himself.
He knows what's up. You get into the face of Nature's Prophet and the fight is just over at that point.
Yep.
You have a BKB, no one can really stop you, and Palos has to run from you. He cannot stand his ground and fight you. You're just stronger.
Nice hook shot from Tim's. It's going to find 2, pushing the Shaker away, but pushing Aubin closer to his allies. And they're going to be losing Jakiro, but they will lose the clock as well. Enigma, he's got his Blink Dagger ready, just looking for a choke point fight. Aubin already gives his life away. Bob's going to try and bait them. Skem's going to be in the middle, and he's going to be dropping very low. So is Bob. Bob's already in big trouble. And here comes Tino, but Tino, he got so close. But it doesn't even matter because he can't get anything out. Palos is going to try and turn around with the right-click damage onto the Primal Beast. Is already down to minus armor, but they can't get the fissure block in time by Shanks to block the escape for this Primal Beast. Oh, Tino, if he was there like a second earlier, that could have been a really good play with the Blink and the Black Hole, but I guess he was fearing the stuns and the control from Boom.
He didn't have the blink when the perfect moment came.
Yeah.
That is just the case. But I like that both him and Shanks, they are waiting. When there is a Echo, when there is a Black Hole, Boom Esports can never commit. And if you're getting these BKBs down, I think that is going to be good enough for Execration at this point. You can't really think that you're going to be winning the fight when you're 10k goal behind, but you can at least get those BKBs out. And if you let this lead slide, be like 10k in 10 minutes, and 10 minutes passes more, you can actually have the strength at 35 minutes with this kind of a deficit to win a fight, just if the BKBs are low.
10,000 lead for Boom here in the first game of the Grand Finals. As we're closing up on the half an hour marker, Boom has already been able to secure map control pretty well for themselves. And just constantly taking the upper hand in these brawls against Execration. So it won't take them too long until that real big push starts to kick in. That much time Execration still has until Boom makes the move to push. So they're trying to dodge fights, try to farm up. They need that BKB on Enigma. That can still be a game changer.
Boom Esports, they want this Roche. They understand that it has been given to them on a silver platter hundreds of times, but they're just not the greatest team to get it. This time when they're going for it, Execration, they recognize they can't be there in time, and they're coming over.
They're going to be fighting right outside the Roche pit. They've got Yopaj inside the ice path. They also got the control on the Ember Spirit, has to use the BKB. They're going to be looking at Yopaj down to half HP at the moment, but these BKBs are also going to be running out. They've managed to reset Roshan for the time being. Both teams backing away. Vision advantage for Boom in front of the pit, but at least they've slowed their attempt down. FBC goes back into the pit, and they have given up. They're going for the tier 2 tower trade and giving Roshan for Boom.
BKB,
they're pinging it. They're even pinging it. They're like, guys, should we go back in or not? And they don't know what the decision is in the end, and now it's a bit too late. They don't even seem to get this tower out of the way. They will. Palos barely gets it as FBC just finished his teleport. They were going back and forth for a moment there on the map, and then they were pinging Roshan. Oh, they went back in. And they weren't quite sure what to do.
Yeah, it is very hard to make a decision at that point, and I think that probably multiple people were giving multiple calls, because for Execration, getting the BKB out might be good enough, but on the other hand, letting go of Roche always feels bad. But in the end, I think they made the right call. They forced out one BKB, they didn't lose any of the heroes, and they got the tower in exchange for the Roche when they're losing the game, and I think they should be happy with that.
They're going to try Echo slamming this guy. They've got a lot of heroes stacking around FBC. They've got Palos right-clicking away, and he will drop down, and he will die as well. As Bob follows up with the kill, but Yobas is coming in with the charge as well. He's going to be finding the Enigma, and he wants to make sure that this Black Hole Man is out of the picture, and will be successful in doing so. Meanwhile, Bob will find himself a kill into the second hero. Jackie Boy trying to fight against Bob, but he's ruptured up, and his BKB, he's still got it. Hookshot comes out from Tins, and they're going to be pummeling Bob. They push him and bleed him to death. And Shanks and Abing, they can only do but retreat.
Again, good enough. You're actually winning these fights on Execration. You get the Aegis down, you're getting the BKBs out, and they can even turn right now.
Well, Tim's is right there. The rocket flare did give a bit of a surprise element there. It did see where they were. However, still on the hunt. Yolpaj. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that also my UI is bugging a bit because Primal Beast's armor is not showing properly with that Shivas. He should suffer much more than that.
Yep. I think it's just plus 15.
Plus 15
better than what's
yeah.
showing on. So 8 plus 19.
Outside of that, though.
Execration, they got the first 4-staff done. They got the shard on the shaker. So all of their big items, the one that they need to play against Boom, are coming together very nicely.
Gosh, he's gonna get sprouted up, and he's got all of his spells on cooldown. He's gonna have to BKB teleport away, but the black hole will be used by Tino. And that's an important kill for them because that allows them to maybe fight. Tim's is gonna hook shot away. Bob's on the chase. He's got chains ready. He's got 2 remnants. See if it decides to use the first one. He needs the other to escape. He won't go for it. Tino gets a piece closer to his BKB. He's got 1,600, meaning he can buy the hammer. Still needs the recipe for it. That's under 1,400 gold. Well, FBZ is just going to cut this push.
Game is looking scary for Boom. This FBZ Underlord is gonna be needing to do the right clicks as well. That's why he's going for the AC. He needs to be able to jump in and destroy people. So you need the AC, you need the blink, you need to be the one doing the damage because the BKBs on both the Seeker and the Primal Beast are getting low, and they're not really good refresher heroes. Bloodseeker might get one at some point, but it is still not ideal.
Boom! There it goes.
I'm just waiting for the BKB on Enigma. Like,
Yep.
I want to see the first black hole with BKB. Like, is it going to get interrupted by the clockwork? I believe the moment they see that he has it, Teams has to reposition for the interrupt.
Yep, he's going for a 4-staff as well. But if you are focusing on getting the Enigma, Tino can just wait, never use the black hole, and that allows the Shaker to do whatever he wants. I still think it should be more kill the Shaker than kill the Enigma, than stop the black hole. I think
I guess so.
It's more important.
Yeah, I guess Shaker basically does what he can pre-BKB. When the BKBs come out, that's when Enigma might have an opener. But once the Black King bars are off again, then the Shaker still has to be alive at that point for them to have the utility. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Lanes are pushed out. Good smoke from Boom. I guess if you're Execration, if you give away one hero right now, you're gonna be happy. But they might not give a single one. They used a really good scan.
Yopaj is going to be right next to Shanks. And hello, what is this Shaker over here? He's going to be charging in all the way to the back and right into the arms of the Shaker. And the Fisher's going to be there, but the Root's also going to be following up. So Shanks is down. Ember Spirit gets to teleport away. Boom finding a kill, and they could continue to the tier 2.
That's okay for Execration. The push of Boom isn't that great. They don't want to go for the tower. They want to go for more kills. When Execration are missing a hero, that's where their mobility just isn't as strong. But look at this. While all this was happening, it took too long, and it seems like when the lanes are pushed in, Boom, they're just going to have to reset. They're not going to get much out of this one.
Lane is pushed in. Tower is now available for the taking for Jackie Boy. Instant glyph comes out as well, so that's going to slow it down a little bit. They will also glyph the wave. Got another one coming up right behind the curve of that bot lane. Jackie Boy will just go straight for it. He's got a lot of armor. He can soak up plenty of hits here. Now that there's FBZ also joining in on the fun, he will be able to tank that one down, and that's a tier 2 gone from the bot lane, but they will keep theirs alive in the top lane.
Blood Rage, the billion damage Underlord. This is something that Execration are gonna have to be dealing with. And even if you think, like, okay, late game, it might be theirs, you're gonna have the black hole, you can poke, the Shaker in the backline, very hard to catch. FBZ can just jump on someone and surprise them with the amount of damage that he does. So that is something that Execration are gonna have to keep their minds on, because that is the late game potential that FBZ will be bringing in.
Yep. That is true. KNS for the Primal Beast. He can, he's got some. I mean, he's got some really good items on the Primal Beast when you consider this this entire build. I just love the way Boom is itemizing this game. Clockwork went for the Wraith Pact. Underlord has a lot of utility and a lot of tankiness and survivability. So does the Primal Beast. But the way that they deal damage is not through scaling their basic base damage, but through abilities, and through that, they're going to be taking the Clockwork in the top lane. Execration find a pickoff, maybe a second. Yopaj did get hit by the Malefice and the Midnight Pulse. Pops his region.
Execration have adapted perfectly. This is something that tier 1 teams do. Execration probably not there just yet, but even though they make a few mistakes in the early game, they adapt to the way that their opponents want to play and how they would ideally want to play Dota. And this is exactly what Execration did right now. They're using their lineup perfectly and they're not giving an opening to Boom.
Yep. This top lane. This is where they want to target the fight for. Yopaj was hoping to find somebody in the tree line, but they are inside the jungle instead. They found the ward. Jackie Boy trying to give some vision. Abeng about to get silenced, but doesn't quite. As he's able to move away from the Blood Ray. Still chilling inside the enemy jungle. No fear on the side of Execration. They are teleporting away, though. At least the Furion can still nimbly move around. And he's 3 levels away from that good old rat talent. Probably the best strat talent in the game.
The seeds of fortune.
For sure.
Bang's being chased by FBZ. Wants that arcane. He's going to deny it from FBZ. And here comes Yopaj. Will secure this kill. That also means that Jackie Boy is actually the one to get. He didn't even participate in the fight, but he gets the kill. And he's now 9-0-5.
Still a very good spread from Execration. I like how Boom are moving. As soon as they see on the top lane that Execration aren't there, they start moving towards the bottom lane. They know they're gonna catch someone there, but then Execration are always leaving a support in a vulnerable part of the map that Boom Esports want to cross if they want to be the most efficient. And every single time Execration just don't lose anything valuable.
Yep. But plenty of vision on Boom. You see that they're moving around right next to the roast pit area. Yopaj going for the charge, trying to take the Eidolons, but he charges into Tino, Palos, and Shanks. And look at the damage Palos is dealing. The Deso might have been the right call in the end, and he's very low. Pulverize comes out just in time for the Ember Spirit, about to drop the Echo Blade is on him, and he will live, but Bob will not. Bob is not so lucky as his counterpart, as Yopaj. He's able to get out with just 120 HP. That was all that was remaining, but the Primal Beast lives. Too much armor.
Yep, the roar, the uproar just gives him so much armor. You could see how much damage he was taking before he popped that one. After he popped that one, Palos just couldn't finish him off.
Yep. And the Ember's confidence as well to go straight up right-clicking in melee range on a Primal Beast that is not silenced or stunned. You know, he just gets the Pulverize off for free.
And he didn't use the BKB. I don't know why, because he's going for a refresher. He doesn't care if the BKB will be low, because he's gonna have that one soon. So a big mistake coming out from Bob. That should have been a BKB pop, a kill for him, and him getting out without much issue.
Yep, underestimating the enemy mid player. Thought that they could get it for free. I don't think when you're playing against Boom Esports, you're not gonna get anything for free. That is something that you need to keep in mind. And oh yes, thank you, Enigma. This is what I love to see. Aether Lens. Beautiful item pickup for Tino.
And Psychic Headband. He can pretty much
look at the blink range. Look at this circle. This is absolutely nuts. In nighttime, if you have any idea where the opponent is, you can literally blink even onto the back line of a team fight to land a black hole. This is so good. And it's so underrated as well. That's why I'm hyping it up, because it's such an underrated item.
You know what is cool as well? Clockwork wants to go for a blink. He wants to catch Shanks with a blink and leave the hook shot for the Enigma. That is just such a beautiful idea to play the game. I don't know if it works out, but it just goes to show that Tim's, he is thinking about ways to actually deal with both of them. And this is, I'd say, the only way to do so.
That could be. That could be. Very fun items. Breaking the normal meta, at least for sure. Adapting to the situation. Treant. Tino in a difficult position. Scam will show himself for the D ward. Rocket Flare giving them enough vision. The rock will connect onto the Chikiro. The dragon is unfazed by that massive boulder that just struck his head.
Heads.
Heads. Good correction.
No problem.
And
That's what
Underlord Basher. Love it.
He's gonna crush them. He's gonna crush them. FBZ, he's the one that is gonna get blood raged.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're running on the spot. Oh, we're disconnecting.
No, we're not.
Oh, whoa. Okay, that was wild. All right, we'll try to reconnect back into the game. That was a nice little glitch that we had there. Oh, classic. Happens every now and then. Hopefully a fight didn't break this. Oh, no, please don't fight right now.
They didn't. It's okay. It's okay.
I have a black screen, so... Okay, there we go. We're back into the game. Let's jump back in. We did not miss anything crucial by the looks of it.
We should be looking at buybacks. They're gonna be very, very crucial for the next fight. Both of the teams have pretty decent places to TP to. Boom Esports a bit of an advantage.
Oh, look at this
Roche.
Roche.
This Roche is important.
This is... They get the information on it, and Palos, he's not gonna stick around to finish it off. He is going to back out as soon as the rocket flare flies into the pit, so he's going to reset it for now. So both teams fighting over Roshan. What's the smoke situation looking like? CM just bought one. It's coming on the courier. But do Execration have one? They've got one in Jakiro. They need to push out the mid-wave, though. Tim's is already waiting.
It's good that Boom has 2 Force Staffs. The Sprout Leashes is going to be an issue when the BKBs run out. Bloodseeker does have a DD. That is a big one for the next fight. They want to go.
There you go, Jackie Boy DD has been popped. And he equips the Quelling Blade. He gives the bottle back to his buddy.
Palos doesn't have a buyback. He needs that one.
They've seen Abeng. They've seen Bob. They don't see the Enigma. They just see Eidolons. They don't see the Shaker. That's also another that they need to get information on. Another Rocket Flare. They're coming in. Jackie Boy charges in onto Bob. Bob's going to be able to use the Remnants to dodge for the time being. And Yoppa is trying to look for the connection, but nothing. Nothing to be found for him, and he's on the run. Bob, he could chain him up right here. He's going to. Primal Beast throws in the rock again onto the Chikiro's heads. He will get themselves the ice bat to follow it up, and the damage is going to be a lot for Yopaj to deal with, but he does get Force Staff to safety. He's going to TP back home. And Ember decides to go in, and they're going Palos diving in as well. They got the Ghost Scepter onto the Clockwork. He's trying to hook shot away, but he can't go. He can't go away. The Underlord juked his buddy's hookshot and left Sims to die.
Yeah, like, oh, left, right? No, you're not.
Oh, that's an enemy hookshot. Look at this dodge. Oh, wait. They could go Roche.
Now, they need to go Roche or focus on getting the outpost. The question is, are they afraid of the possible Clockwork buyback and the enemies going in? It seems like they're not, so they don't care about the outpost. They don't care about the position. They think the numbers will be enough.
Let's see what they can do. Roche is already down a half HP and it's dropping super fast. And Boom is not contesting it. So that's Aegis. That's going to be Shartino. They're TPing the outpost at the same time, hoping to find a connection here to the bottom lane. Shanks is ready with the fissure. If they can find Scam, they will find Scam. The teleport's going to be right next to him. And there's the cancel. The Sprout there to cancel the teleport. And Shanks will follow it up. And the gem recovered.
Nicely done by Execration. Now we're seeing just how mobile their lineup is. Palos doesn't have boots any longer. You could see in that previous fight how he was literally just crawling to get to attack Yopaj, but when he gets level 25, no one will care because he's just gonna be moving around the map with the teleport.
It's no longer looking like a Boom game. I haven't seen them have initiative in this game for the last 10 minutes. Execration has full control now. But it still comes down to that team fight.
The X factor for Boom is FBZ. He is the one. And Jackie isn't going for a refresher. Without the double BKB, I don't see him doing much in a fight unless, again, FBZ jumps in and just destroys someone. Palos needs to be dealt with, and having 2 bashers on your melee cores, that is the way to do it, but that's where the Enigma comes in, and that is why having 4 melee heroes against the Enigma, Shaker, and the Jakiro just isn't the smartest way to approach the draft.
I'm looking at FBZ's items that he had queued up. Satanic, Swift, Blink, Basher, Underlord. He's going to be the true carry of this team. They found him. Can they kill the true carry? Palos is DPing in. Ice Path is there. They're already doing a lot of damage. Charging from Yopaj, but doesn't get close enough. And they have finished off the Underlord. Execration looking for the final tower outside of the base. If they've got the top wave pushed in with the Treants. Yeah, Eidolon's also in mid, so they'll be able to look for this this tower kill, and it doesn't take them too long to finish it off.
Boom Esports need to utilize the feeds gate to push out the waves. Now, when the Underlord is dead, it's impossible, but you need to do it, and they haven't been doing it that much in the past 20 minutes. At the early game, they used it great for aggressive purposes, but they didn't use it much just to push out the waves. It's a problem.
They only poke Palos for a little bit, but it's not really going to stop him from doing what he wants to.
Too much lifesteal on Palos. He has so much damage and more than 400 when his Wrath of Nature is active.
Still sitting right in front of the base, but here we go. More hits from Palos. The rocks will disrupt them for the time being. The leash is not there, but Bob's coming in, and Skem's already down. He doesn't even have a buyback available. They're going to look for the Bob, though. Bob will fall. Skem is down, Black Hole still up, and so is Echo Slam. And these are the things that are keeping Execration from being forced into a full-on fight.
They can't go on Palos. He's way too tanky. He has too much lifesteal. 3k HP, more than 40 armor. You have Satanic that he hasn't even used, and his damage output is insane. Unless you have both the Underlord and the Bloodseeker on him, he's not gonna die. And even then, it is debatable. So, Boom Esports, good read that even though you killed the Ember, you cannot get out of the base now.
Tim's is 200 gold short from the Blink Dagger, which would allow him to do that repositioning in team fights. And Primal Beast Courier flies on top of Shanks. He tries to get something out of the shot, but he's gonna have to go all the way around. Shanks is like, oh, I'm gonna lay a little trap on you. But no, he's gonna let this one slide. He's even got the Tumbler toy still sticking in his backpack.
Very hard for Boom to control any part of the map. Even they come to the triangle, immediately the push comes in top, they have to return. So Execration, in my mind, if they continue reading the map this well and just forcing Boom into these mistakes, they should be getting a victory. The gold lead is 1k, but it just feels like Execration are so far ahead.
And Execration for the first time this game in a net worth lead.
Yep.
They will find Tim's on the stun. Palos is right there. Ghost Scepter will keep him alive, but again, the leash, but the Force Staffs. Force Staffs are too good. Mainly used against the Clockwork, are this time used to save the Clockwork.
Okay, Jackie made a different approach. He's not going to be going for an AC. He wants the refresher. I like this much more. You need the double BKB. There's no doubt about it. You need that BKB to either kill Shanks or sit on Tino and then have it after one of those dies as well so that you can continue fighting.
Yep. This game is so there's so much anticipation in this one. Palos goes in for the tier 3 tower, but the glyph comes out just in time. They don't get the rat to happen. Skem there with the frostbite to get the Nature's Prophet held in place. He's pretty slow right now. Jackie Boy does get the rupture out. Is this the opener for the fight? FBZ is coming in. They've got the Firestorm coming in as well. The Rock Throw does connect. He's still being silenced, and he's also being slowed up here. FBZ charging in on the Palos, but the Satanic heal is back to full HP, and he doesn't even care about this Underlord at this point. He's got a lot of damage, but he's not going to be killing him. Yopa's coming in with a Rupture Trample as well. Can they deal it out? The Black Hole from Tino. It's on all 3. They're going to take their team with a Clockwork, but they cancel it enough. Boom are going to be losing 3. Boom are going to be losing 4 with Tim's down to the ground. And FBZ, the lone survivor of this fight. Execration, they're going to continue going. They're going to force out the 5x as well. Bob's going to be right there, quickly going back to home, get some mana for himself, and Remnant decked into the base as Boom are in shambles.
they never would have gotten a better opening than that one on Boom. So, you know, they went for it, but Palace is just way too strong. Being able to stand his ground with 2 hits, get back to full HP is just impossible. And now the push is on. Without 2 of your heroes, Boom, they cannot fight. They can never kill Palace with just the 3 of them.
Big difficulties for Boom to fight this one back. FBC is going to get chained up into the ice path, dotted up. Here comes Palos for the right clicks and pummeling down this Underlord. Dieback imminent. He does have a buyback though, but Shanks is going to be getting an even better echo sample to the backlog, controlling them right there. Paolo still dishing out the right clicks. Jackie Boy giving some fight back, but the Shaker's going to be falling. And Tino comes in with another refresher black hole, and that's going to be game GG. Execration snap Booms back in the first game of this best of 5 finals.
Oh, that was so awesome from Execration, especially considering that Boom got two parts of the game going their way in succession. So usually you would see a team win the laning phase, then lose in the early mid game, then be good in the mid game, then lose the later portions of the mid game, and so on and so forth. Usually when a team wins 2 parts of the map in a row, you know, that is the laning phase and the early mid game, they usually stomp their opponent. But Execration, they persevere. What they were doing, constantly forcing out those BKBs, forcing them out, getting Boom Esports in an uncomfortable position, and in the end it worked out for them. Palos was too strong, standing his ground, and Tino, you know, he hasn't used many black holes, but the ones in the last few minutes were amazing, and it just gives them the victory in the end.
They didn't get to do a lot of hero damage in this game. This was a very long, drawn-out game where we didn't actually get to see a lot of big fighting. It all just kind of erupted at the very last moments of this game, where we do get to see Execration finally execute the teamfight strategy that they wanted to get out in this one. And just, you know, utilizing Boom's weaknesses, that they can't kill this Palos unless they fully commit to it, and that's when the teamfight ultis really start to kick in. It was very important that they held Palos alive, and FBC's right-click damage was not sufficient to kill the NP. Satanic up, turn it around, and then it's just a landslide for Execration. But I think most of those events started all the way from that Roshan contest from Boom, like where they really start to feel we're losing the grip off this game.
Yeah, for sure, you know, but it was a slow grind from Execration. That's it. This is the real showing that they're a good team, because they're consistently making good moves throughout the game, trying to come back into it, and in the end, they manage to do it. It's not on the back of a big black hole. It's not on the back of Boom Esports making a mistake. It's you forcing out Boom Esports to react, when ultimately you know that you're going to get to a spot when you're going to be stronger. So just amazing performance from Execration all around.
Well, there's a lot of more strength to come as we head over to the second game after the break, where we have the draft ready to roll for Execration versus Boom. For more here with T-Panda and Harry Freak. See you in a bit.